All right, all right, all right. Hello, everyone. I am just going to give a few minutes so that everyone else that is joining us, we are streaming the workshop on Instagram and Facebook and our YouTube channel. So if you have any questions and we do not get to them, I encourage you to sign up for the actual workshop so that you are getting the presentation afterwards and that you are not missing on any of the specials that we have for you. So I'll get started in about 1 minute. And again, you can drop any questions on our Instagram or if you're joining us on our StreamYard presentation. All right, let's get started, everyone. I am saying hello first to all of our clients who are joining us today. Thank you so much for joining us on this workshop. And I know that the title of the workshop was Way Less, Live More. But as we were putting the workshop together, I realized that it really is about living longer. So somebody is not, is everyone having, can everyone hear me? Okay. Mm, Let's see. Can everyone hear me? Okay, perfect. So if you can't hear me, I suggest you adjust your volume because we have some folks that can't hear me. So I'm assuming there are no technical issues, and I'll pay attention to the chat as much as I can. Bear with me if I don't get to your question. So again, welcome, welcome. My name is Indira Santana. I am the founder of My Wellness Solutions, and weight and weight loss is really a topic that is really near and dear to my heart. I am the yo-yo dieter, the constant struggling to get to my ideal weight, the not understanding my body, the everything that our traditionally our clients are going through. And I've spent the last 15 years dedicated to really building individual plans with the understanding that every single body is different. Um, I am I am super honored to work with all of our clients. Some of you who are on the presentation today. So again, thank you. It is my life's honor to work with you guys and really help you to reduce all of your symptoms so that you are really living your absolute best life. Um, Let me talk to you for those of you who do not know My Wellness Solutions. We've been around for about 15 years, and really we have four main focuses. We do focus a lot on detoxing and cleansing, so the understanding that true health really does start from the inside out. We do a lot with weight loss and contouring, so a lot of non-surgical approaches. We do a lot of skincare work as well. Skin is our skin is our largest organ. So understanding that Everything that manifests on your skin is coming from the inside of your body is also something that we work a lot with, and fertility and hormones. So everything from menopause, perimenopause, PCOS, or infertility, through detoxing and cleansing, we have helped to support hundreds of clients along the way. So, as we hop into our way less, live longer, remember, it's not about living more, it's about living longer, because as you're going to know in the presentation today or learn a little bit more, um, the more we weigh, the less we're going to live. Literally, the less amount of time we are going to live. So, weight really is important. So I ask you to take a moment, and I'd love to hear on the chat, what are some of your core beliefs? Like, what is health and what is ideal weight for you? What is wellness to you specifically? Um, let's hear some of you guys on the chat. Let me know, what is health and wellness to you? What does that mean? When you talk about weight, is it a number? What is the feeling? I want to know what you guys think health and wellness is. Let's hear it. So I know that some of my clients talk about just in general feeling good, being able to wake up in the morning. I like to say, are you waking up like a ray of sunshine in the morning? If you're not doing that, then it's time to look at your health and wellness. Emotional well-being, um, just in general feeling good, just in general feeling normal, or not having aches and pains when you wake up in the morning. So I'll talk a little bit about some of these symptoms. Yes, definitely feeling great in your skin. So tell me, is this you? This constant yo-yo dieting without long-term success, or many times we're frustrated by the lack of progress, besides actually really trying to lose weight, or struggling to maintain a healthy weight due to cultural and lifestyle factors. And I think this is really important, because not one diet fits all. Yes, not all bodies, but also not all diets fit all cultures. I'm from Dominican Republic. We eat a lot of starchy vegetables. We eat our bandera, which is rice, beans, chicken, and a little bit of it's cabbage with a piece of tomato on it. That's our salad. So really understanding our individual cultural differences is really important. Or just in general feeling overwhelmed by the just sheer amount of information that is out there when it comes to diet and lifestyle or weight loss, or you're just too busy to make lifestyle changes and it makes eating healthy difficult. Who is that? Who is the busy mom of multiples, who has a job, who's also taking care of your husband, who's also in PTA, who's also taking kids' activities? Where do you fit in time for yourself? And so then weight becomes a problem for you as well. Or you're just facing other health issues. I mean, you're struggling with diabetes, you're struggling with high blood pressure, you're struggling with imbalanced hormones. Again, all of those things make it a lot harder for you to lose weight. So it's not you, it's your body. And you're just in general looking at, you're struggling with hormonal imbalances, and just remembering that those affect your weight as well. So let's get into it. Let's, the big learning in this workshop: diets don't work. First things first, diets do not consider individual differences. When you're following the latest fad diets, you are unable to understand that your body is very individual. It's not going to work for you. Dieting is based on weight. So extreme dieting disrupts your metabolism. It makes it even harder. So I have some clients that tell me, Indira, but I don't eat. And I'm telling them, well, that's why you can't lose weight. If you don't eat properly for your body and for your body set and for your weight set, it's going to be super difficult for you to lose weight. Restrictive diets lead to feelings of deprivation. Like, how many times do you not feel like this lady right here when you're having a smoothie in the morning? I've seen those memes. They're hilarious. But that's exactly how you feel when you're on these again, fad diets, fad diets, fad diets. What about also the psychological impact, the shame? I sometimes when I have a client that's on a cleanse and they tell me, "Oh my gosh, Indira, I did bad this weekend." My first response is let it go. Let go of the shame, let go of the guilt, because sometimes that guilt itself makes it difficult for you to lose the weight. And understanding that where your fat is matters. So I want to discuss a really important thing, and I encourage all of you guys to take a look at yourselves in the mirror and look at where your weight is. So we're talking about below the waist or above the waist, right? So above the waist, you're more likely more of an apple shaped, and when your fat is more below the waist, you're more likely a pear shape. So when we're talking about apple shape, so the fat again mostly around the midsection in your upper body, and this type of weight gain or obesity, for lack of a better word, because it's not a word that I love. It's more common in men and women during menopause. Being overweight in apple shape is a lot more dangerous. So pay attention. All of you that are saying you are a midsection person, this is a lot more dangerous because it's putting you at higher risk of heart disease, high blood pressure, stroke, and diabetes. The hormones involved, the inactive or the imbalanced hormones involved when you're more apple shaped, is going to be your cortisol and your insulin. And apple shape is more associated with higher visceral fat. And we'll talk a little bit about what is visceral fat in the next slide. Now, when you are pear shaped, you are going to find that you're carrying your weight more below the hips, right? So it's more going to be more common for women when they are in menopause. However, this type of weight puts you at higher risk of inflammation and insulin resistance as well. Hormones that are involved are going to be your estrogen. So really understanding that hormonal imbalances really do either help you lose weight or hinder your weight loss. So let's talk about what is fat, right? Because not all fat is created equally. Visceral fat is fat that outlines your organs. Subcutaneous fat, so the fat that is outside, is, as you can see in this image, it's going to be right outside. So while visceral fat is less visible, it's actually a lot more dangerous because excessive amounts of visceral fat increase your risk of cardiovascular disease, diabetes, stroke, high blood pressure, even respiratory conditions. So when you have more visceral fat, it's harder for you to even breathe. When you're walking down one city block and you're tired, this is definitely something to pay attention to. I'm laughing at some of our comments in the chat. So absolutely, it's most definitely when you're looking at visceral fat, and this is why also it's this concept of called TOFI. It's so thin outside, fat inside. And that's usually because of high visceral fat. So really, again, understanding where this fat is. So if you're this person that is more apple shaped, you're likely to have a higher visceral fat. And it's even more important that you pay attention and address your weight in order for you to live longer. Remember, this is about living longer. I'm going to repeat that often as possible. And then really there's a huge cycle of obesity. Like, it's a fact that weighing less helps you live longer. Let's look at this cycle, right? So obesity, you're talking about insulin resistance and fatty liver and hypertension and stroke or asthma or sleep apnea. How many of you have heard excessive snoring coming from your partner, and that partner likely has a big belly? And we think, oh, this is a beer belly. Now that you know what is visceral fat, you're understanding that it's beyond just fat, right? So the fact that they can't sleep or this excess snoring is also has a lot to do with just, again, obesity. And for women, this cycle is a lot more vicious. Why? Because this excess fat is also going to be hormone disruptors, right? And I'm the snorer. We're gonna fix that. We're gonna take care of that snoring. No worries. So let's get into what your numbers mean, right? How many of you know what your BMI is or what BMI is? I'm going to tell you, forget about BMI. This for I have a strong belief that it's not about the numbers. It's not about the numbers. If you are so concerned with what BMI is, forget about it. It's about how you feel that makes it more important. You can have a high BMI and feel amazing, right? It's not about a number that was established for us without taking cultural differences into account. So, how you feel is a more important marker to take action than your BMI. So, the persistent fatigue, you're constantly bloated, you're constantly you don't enjoy restful sleep. You have irregular bowel movements. You can't remember where you put your glasses and they're right on top of your head. Your skin is dull, or you have frequent breakouts. Your hormones, so your cycle is also irregular. Having imbalanced hormones is a big one there. Being able to cope with stress. So if you're easily triggered, then that's another marker to take action as it relates to your weight. You don't feel strong. You don't feel capable of going up a flight of stairs without being fully out of breath. Your emotional well-being is taking a toll. You don't have confidence in yourself. You don't feel beautiful. That is when you take action, not when your doctor tells you that your BMI is too high. It's all about how you feel. That is the marker that is important. And I will tell you all that the longer you wait, unfortunately, the more weight you gain. How many times have you noticed that once you gain the first 10 pounds, the next 10 came a lot faster? And there's actually science to this, because the longer you are overweight, really, it's the higher chances you are to it's easier for you to gain more weight. And age matters because of our hormone fluctuations. When our hormone fluctuations start to happen, especially after the age of 35, it makes it harder to lose weight. Yes, there will be a replay and we will send it to you via email also. So no worries if you have to hop off. Okay, so what have we learned? BMI doesn't matter. Let's talk about how you feel. The longer you wait, the more weight you gain. The longer you wait in your weight and in your age, the more weight that you gain. So, what tools do you really need in order to achieve permanent weight loss? What are some? I'd love to hear from those of you who have joined us. What are some tools that you feel you are missing as it relates to your inability to achieve permanent weight loss? I'm hearing stress management. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one because let me tell you that stress definitely causes weight gain. Why? Because that's going to be the weight that's going to be around your waist. It's going to be That's going to be the weight that's around your waist. That's going to be it stress affects your cortisol levels. Definitely having consistent movement. Oh, I love that word, consistency. I love that word, consistency. Consistency is really important, and I'd love to talk a little bit about that because I think that consistency goes with you just have to commit. You have to find your why and you have to stick with it. And remember, your why cannot come from a doctor telling you that this needs to be your why. It has to come from your commitment to yourself. So I want you to know that muscle matters. First of all, when we're losing weight, it's really important to understand that how you lose weight matters, right? So let's look at these two examples. So I have Anna who lost 11 pounds and Isabel who lost 9 pounds. But if you see Anna lost 2 points in her fat percentage, and she lost almost 3 pounds of muscle. So what happens is that when you lose muscle, your long-term ability to lose weight is hindered as well. And why? Because your muscles are your body's fat burning machine. So the less muscle you have, the harder it is for you to lose weight. Think about the difference between men and women, right? Men can see a diet and they will lose weight immediately. Usually, obviously, there's a exception to every rule. But why? It's because they have really high hormone levels, and also they have more muscle than women. So it makes it a lot easier. Now you have Isabel, who lost 9 pounds, but she was able to maintain her muscle mass. So Isabel is not going to have to deal with being flabby afterwards. She is going to achieve better long-term results beyond just the weight, right? Because remember, it's not about just the weight. You can have a person that loses a ton of weight, but then they're unhappy with how their feet is. Again, it's about, we're chasing a feeling. We're chasing a feeling with weight. And that's what we want to really get to here. And the answers, I want you also to understand, we've been talking a little bit about hormones. The answers really are in your labs. And we do a lot of blood work at My Wellness Solutions, and I really believe in ending the gatekeeping in labs, and really helping to educate you so that you yourself know what are the levels that you need to have in order to feel good. So we'll do blood work when our clients are on programs with us when they start and at the end, so that at the end you're really able to see, look, this is where all of my nutrition needs to be. This is where my hormones need to be. Understanding your thyroid, so that's going to be your TSH, your T3. It plays a critical role in regulating your metabolism, and it does impact weight management, because an underactive thyroid is going to lead to weight gain. An underactive thyroid is going to lead to an overactive thyroid is going to lead to weight loss. And just understanding that there's a bunch of different hormones when we're talking about thyroid. And you really do want your thyroid to be balanced in the middle. Think about a bell curve, right? When you have a bell curve, you're going to want to be right in the middle, because if you're on one end or the other, it's going to be really difficult for you to keep your metabolism regulated. So that's one of the panels that we tend to focus on. Also looking at your insulin, so insulin and blood sugar levels, because insulin resistance is crucial for weight management. High insulin levels contribute to fat storage and weight gain. And stable blood sugar is essential for your energy. So what if you lose weight, but your blood sugar is all over the place? You have no energy. What's the point? What's the point of being skinny and tired? No point. So really understanding everything. Leptin and ghrelin are other ones, right? So leptin is a appetite suppressing hormone that's produced in fat cells. But when your fat cells are overweight, there's too much production and your cells stop responding. And this is called leptin resistance. So if you have too much of it, your body's going to tell you, I'm always hungry, I'm overeating. And also looking at when we're overeating as it relates to our best friend, stress. Really important. Our inflammation markers, so the CRP, the C-reactive protein, these are elevated levels of your CRP. It's just another inflammatory marker. It does hinder weight loss. So reducing inflammation through lifestyle and diets is super duper important. We do not want inflammation. We would rather have a belly that we can grab, so grabbable fat, than a belly that is hard. When a belly is hard, if you look at yourself in the mirror and that your belly, you can like knock on it. Think about this beer belly image in your head. That is extremely dangerous, and it's really important that you take action. And what about food? I know we all know calories in, calories out. But think about this. Look at how many calories are in a pound of peanut butter, a pound of Oreos, and a pound of chips. Yet look at how many 200, 2,000, 2,200 calories in 14 pounds of just whole foods. So it's not just about calories, it's about eating the right calories that are going to be super important, right? And mixing your plate so that you're having more vegetables, you're having more whole grains and lean protein. But it really isn't just about food. It's also about how you're digesting, how much water you're drinking, the level of toxicity in your body, the level of stress in your body, the imbalance of your hormones. So looking at everything, everything is really beyond food. Is is super important. Grabbable belly. We like grabbable bellies. We don't like super hard bellies. We'll take grabbable, okay? So all of those other overweight symptoms that we discussed, your irregular period, your constipation, or you're bloated, you're constantly tired, you can't breathe walking down one New York City block, you get sick often, you wake up stiff all the time, and not just in the winter. I know some of us wake up a little more stiff, especially during the winter time. But some clients of mine wake up stiff all the time, and they're also moody all month long. Those are symptoms of needing to just reset your body. We understand that not one size fits all. So through our various therapies like colonics or lymphatic drainage, we help the body detox so that you can hit the reset and help it do its thing. Your body, given the right conditions, will get to the weight that you needed to get to. And we want to look at not just what you're eating, but also your lifestyle, what you're doing to manage your stress, the different, we're giving you that support. We have Moody Judy. The supplemental support, high quality supplements. 99% of our clients are experiencing significant symptom reduction in just 2 weeks. And I know we have some of our clients here. They can definitely talk to that, talk to just how they're generally feeling, and in a very, very short amount of time. Again, resetting your body really is the first step to achieving long-term weight loss, because when you get rid of things and you reintroduce them, your body's going to tell you, wait a minute, this is something that works for me, or this is something that does not. So, how are you going to take control of your weight? I want you all to take a moment and reflect on what your core beliefs are of weight. And you have to set real expectations. So, some questions that I ask are, if you want to lose 30 pounds, when was the last time you were 30 pounds lighter? If the last time you were 30 pounds lighter was when you're in high school and you're 45, that's not a realistic expectation. Why? Because the body has memory. Your body has memory, and that memory of 30 years ago is very far removed. So pay attention to that. Realistic expectations matter, and you have to identify what your individual symptoms are. So I am moody. That's very hormone related. I'm very stressed. That's also going to be hormone related as well. I'm super bloated all the time. I'm tired. My skin is dull. So you want to pay attention to your own individual symptoms and acknowledge your individual diet limitations. So if you are a person that cannot cook every single meal, you need to have alternatives. If you are a busy mom, again, working 3 jobs and just not taking care of yourself, you have to acknowledge that there's going to be some changes that you're going to need to make. And also considering your own hormonal changes. I'm not sure if many of you got some of the emails leading up to the workshop, but we do encourage you to do blood draws, so that you can really take a look at where your hormone levels are. You have no idea what a difference it makes to know how your labs look when you feel good, so that when you feel bad, you know exactly what you need to address. You have to make sure that you're preserving your muscle mass. And you are not going to preserve muscle mass doing the latest fad diet. You are not going to preserve muscle mass by not eating for 3 weeks. You are not going to preserve muscle mass by doing intermittent fasting, and not understanding the how it disrupts your hormones. You are not going to lose, you're gonna lose ton of muscle mass if you're, for example, doing a juice cleanse for 5 6 days or maybe even longer. So mindful nutrition is more important than mass nutrition. We have to get active. For those of you who live in New York, we have plenty of opportunities. Get out, one train stop earlier. That might be better for your mental health as well because the trains are crazy right now. Take the stairs, do some more breathing, walk a little bit more in the morning. Definitely looking at cutting inflammatory foods from your diet. So that's going to be definitely dairy. It's going to be gluten. Understanding if you have potentially a gluten sensitivity. There are so many different things that you have to look at and factors that you have to pay attention to in order to have, long-term weight loss, so that you're not being discouraged when you're not having any results. I want you to make sure that you're staying focused on your goals, not what your doctor suggests, not what it says in BMI, not if a doctor is telling you to lose 50 pounds when you know that you need some cushion because it's in your culture. So really paying attention to what your goals are, what size. I like to encourage you to think about a size, think about something that you want to fit into, not just a number on the scale, because you can lose 10 pounds and you can lose 3 sizes. What do you prefer? Right? Again, beyond the weight, let's talk about the symptoms. And we want to help you optimize everything. So, for those of you who have joined us on the workshop, I want to encourage you to schedule a wellness exam with us. And why? Because we're going beyond your annual physical, guys. This exam is looking at 55 biomarkers, and we're able to create a personalized plan that's going to be specifically for you. So digging into your, labs are going to help us understand, do we need to control your cortisol levels? So that means that we need to control your stress. Looking at your lifestyle, what's your blood sugar like? Do you have any resistance? Do you have any insulin resistance? And again, not one thing fits for every single body. I know that we want the bra straps to stop digging. And again, this is all about getting into setting your own goals and getting into what are the things that are stopping you. I have a question. I mean, I open it up to questions, of course. Like I said, you have, as part of the workshop, there is a offer of $100 off the wellness exam, and we'll send you more information, to you afterwards. Definitely, I'll leave it open to questions. If anybody has any individual questions, I'm happy to answer them. Um, I I do want to mention that, I know that I know that some folks asked about, semaglutides and GLP-1. And yes, we do offer them at My Wellness Solutions. The first step is going to be to look at a wellness exam. Why? Because we need to understand where your pancreas is. We need to understand how healthy of a person you are. If this is something that is going to work for you. Either way, all of our clients who are doing GLP-1 or semaglutides, we do detoxing first. And why is that? Because we are looking at detoxing first in order to reduce the symptoms. It's great when some of our clients are talking about GLP-1s and they're not having any of these side effects, because they know, oh, wait a minute, I'm constipated. I know what constipation is. I know what bloating is. And it just makes the process a lot easier. Um, I have a question here. If you are out of state, you can definitely, still work out of state. We would, we can schedule a blood draw, for you. You can drop us an email at Harlem at My Wellness Solutions for more information on that. I have a question on mold exposure. At the moment, we do not dig into mold exposure, but I am sure that there are some labs out there that will. You got it anytime. So again, I've answered semaglutides, GLP-1. The first step is going to be to schedule a wellness exam if you're considering doing semaglutides. And again, it's not something that is for everyone. And there is a right way and a wrong way to do everything as it relates to your health. So I encourage you to definitely do your research. We are right now located only we're working only out of our Harlem branch in 2116 Frederick Douglass. We are on between 115th and 114th in Frederick Douglass. We do accept Care Credit. We have tons of different financing options. Your insurance will cover part of the wellness exam as well as, like, for example, your blood draw. We're in Harlem, Stephanie. Oh my gosh, I am so happy to hear the beautiful, beautiful results that you had with us. COVID did a number on everyone. And Stephanie, what I'll tell you is that I want you to have grace with yourself because COVID was hard. And I think I'm still working with a lot of clients. We're all still dealing with COVID right now. You can play with HSA for your wellness exam. Absolutely. Let's see. Irritable bowel syndrome. Yes, we do. Actually, the focus at My Wellness Solutions truly is detox and cleansing and all digestive. So IBS is something that we do work with. And for that, I will suggest that you look at our food sensitivity testing because that with something like that, we do need to go a lot deeper than just general detoxing and looking at truly what foods are triggering your immune system to trigger the IBS. All right, I love it. Thank you, J. Lori. Thank you. It's my honor to work with you guys. It's my honor, and I love to hear these beautiful results. Thank you so much. All insurances are accepted for the blood work, and then the wellness exam is a separate fee. So more emails will go out in your inbox. If you want to receive the presentation, then make sure that you go in. If you did not sign up for the presentation and you happen to catch our streaming, then make sure that you go into our Instagram and actually sign up for the workshop so that you're able to get all of the information at the end. Or you can always just stay connected, drop us an email, hang out on our website and learn a little bit more about our services. And again, we look forward to, yes, there's tons of information on the website, and we will also again follow up with information. I'm going to send you a quick link here so that you can take a look at this here. This is the link for the wellness exam on our website for those of you who want a little bit more information. And again, you're going to get an email with all of the information and the workshop after. So let's see. I have a question here. Do your test look? We do have food sensitivity testing. That is going to be a little bit different. I encourage you to take a look on our website, and you can search for food sensitivities. Also, yes, you can look at food sensitivity testing on our websites. Okay. All right, everyone. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. Again, I look forward to working with you all. Make sure that you pay attention to your emails. And again, for those of you who joined us and have been our clients in the past or our current clients, the honor is mine. For those of you who are looking at joining us, we've been doing this for a really long time, and the passion really does speak for itself. We are here to, again, support all you. So thank you so much.